Hey guys, it's Alyssa and I want to talk to you today about swaddling. My first son liked to be swaddled the first couple months. I used one of those Velcro swaddles. He really enjoyed it and then quickly grew out of it, no problems. My daughter, however, is swaddle for life. Maybe when she's like 30, she's going to be swaddled. She loves it. I wrap her up and she instantly like melts to sleep, and I have realized she loves swaddling. So if your baby loves swaddling or if you're looking to learn new swaddles, this video is for you. Before I jump into the swaddle techniques, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could give this video a like, thumbs up, that would be great for my algorithm, and I'm grateful that you chose to watch this video today. I want to show you a couple of my favorite swaddles, but most specifically the Hands Up Swaddle. My daughter always has her hands up. In every ultrasound picture, she has her hands up when she was first born. She always had her hands up like this, and literally ever since then. So she could put her hand in her mouth, she brings toys to her, like everything. Her hands are always up. She's never ever has her hands down. And that is true for her swaddle. When I put her in the traditional swaddle with her hands down or across her chest, she did not like it. So I quickly had to learn the Hands Up Swaddle. My lactation consultant actually showed it to me and she loves it. So I just wanted to share it with you. Hopefully it is helpful to somebody else out there.
She's just so cute, I can't even. But first we're just going to take a classic muslin, cotton, a lot of times they're organic, just your classic swaddle. You fold it over like a diamond so the opposite corners match. And because Noah is already a little bigger, I'm going to offset it a little bit. If your baby's smaller, you wouldn't need to do this, but just to give her a little bit extra room, I'm going to make sure it's long enough for her. So first we're just going to go over the most common basic swaddle that most people use, and it's where most people start. I've placed her with just an inch or so above her shoulder of material, so there's enough room to get her shoulder tucked in well. And then I'm going to wrap over one side, tuck it in really well, and as you can already see, her hands are wild. She wants them up by her face. Then I'm going to tuck this part into, some people go over her shoulder, but I prefer into the chest. And then you're going to do the other arm, making sure that her arm is tucked down before you bring this over. And you have a nice tight swaddle. This is one of the lightest weight materials. I think it's really great for sleeping. A lot of times my children have been hot, and this is just lightweight, and it's added support and comfort without like a lot of extra heat and like thickness to the blanket. She is so cute. I cannot handle it. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and take this off, move her to the side, get rid of this one, and now we have our winter swaddle. So I've just placed the top down a little bit, and I can check to see if she's in the right place to see that it's going to reach her and there's not too much extra fabric. Perfect. Like it's going to reach her shoulder, her chest, and then I can go ahead and swaddle her. This is one swaddle that I would use in the winter to make sure that she's warmer. First of all, this is a much thicker blanket. I'm doing a really similar thing as last time, except for I've kind of bunched it up around her head first. So as you saw, I tucked it around her back, and now I'm tucking this into her chest. Again, some people do it in the shoulder, especially if they're smaller. And now I'm going to go ahead and bring it down around her face, tuck her arm, and tuck this in the other side. Very similar to the first swaddle, but this one gives you a little bit more protection around like the ears, the head, especially if your baby doesn't have as much hair. If you know you're going to be outside and wind, you want to make sure you get it all out from around her face so that she can breathe. And this is a really comfy, warm swaddle, not only because of the weight of the blanket. This is a much thicker muslin quilted blanket, but also because of the way it's swaddled. Alright, so we're going to get this thicker one out, and I'm going to show you another option, which is super cute for newborns. This is a really stretchy material. I don't like these because usually the opposite side is not printed. It's not as cute, but if you have a solid color, that's really nice. But this is just the same basic swaddle. Again, I made more room for Noah by offsetting that fold, and I'm giving her an inch or two at the top above her shoulder just to make sure we get everything tucked in properly. So this is the same swaddle as before, but I wanted to show you the difference in a cotton muslin wrap, and then this is, again, kind of a slinky, stretchy wrap. And it wasn't quite long enough, so I adjusted it just to make sure I have enough room to get her all tucked in everywhere for her. Super great for newborns because it can get so tight and it's so cute. So checking my height again, I'm pulling that arm down and then making sure it's over her shoulder, coming across her, and then kind of flipping her to make sure I get a good tuck under there. Tucking this up under her chest or the shoulder, making sure her other arm is good, and then coming around her, really tightly wrapping, and then I'm going to pull that tail and just put it up in there for safekeeping. I think these are so cute. I think she is so cute. But a lot of people use these for newborn pictures when they come home from the hospital. This is just a really tight swaddle. I do put her down for the night in this a lot because it is so tight. Like, she is not moving. She looks so cute. All right, so we're going to get her out of there and get to the one that we have been waiting for, the one that I use the most often. And like I said, even as I'm folding her in these other videos, you can tell how much she wants her arms up by her face. So I'm starting off with a similar, just the top tucked down. But what I'm going to measure for here is, yes, I went a little bit over her shoulder. But when I bring her arm down, it should be right about in her hand. And since it's the right length, I'm going to go ahead and tuck her hand up in there. See, I'm measuring this side. And I'm going to do the same thing. Pull her over, kind of tuck it back in. And then you can pull the top up to tuck in just like the other ones. And then I'm going to take this arm and also tuck it in. And then continue the swaddle like normal. This is my favorite swaddle because she wants her hands up by her face at all times. And this gives her the freedom to do that. It's not quite as cute as some of the other ones, but this is definitely what I do every day, all day for her. So as you can see, this gives her the kind of comfort and support, like that tightness through her midsection, making her feel safe and secure like she would have in the womb. But she has all the freedom and liberty to move her hands around. They're up by her face. She can put them in her mouth. She's not going to scratch her face. She has all that freedom, but her hands aren't so free that she's going to startle herself. She just has enough room to wiggle around a little bit and be comfortable, have her hands up where she feels safe, but not wake herself up and still have that comfort and support like she needs in a swaddle. So it's doing its job perfectly. Again, this is what I use every night, every nap. This is my go-to, the Hands Up Swaddle. We love it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this off of her mostly, and I just want to show you a small variation. So we're still going to do the hands up, but this works with a traditional swaddle or a hands up swaddle, either one. But I'm going to go ahead and tuck it in there for my hands up swaddle, and then I did not pull the middle part up. If you notice, I just did one arm and then the other arm, and this works a little bit better when your babies aren't as tall as Noah. She's long, and again, she's already 4 months, but I'm gonna go ahead and tie this in a knot. This is really cute for photos. I think this is adorable. It works really well with those stretchy wraps like the black one I showed you, but this is great because you can untie it and put her in. We have a swing where I can buckle her and do that safely without having to unswaddle her. Can't do that for a car seat, but for a swing or something like that where it's just the bottoms, I highly recommend the knot tie. And last but not least, I have this kind of Velcro traditional swaddle. This is what I used for my son mostly. My daughter didn't like these as much. She really liked the full-blown swaddle, but I just wanted to show you this for comparison's sake. These are easier. It's easier to fold these, have a couple in your drawer than having all the blankets, but also having the blankets is nice for breastfeeding and just to have blankets around your house too. But again, she's definitely getting too long for this, too big in general, but I think that also kind of makes it look cute. She kind of just looks like a little torpedo. She's all nicely wrapped. She does not have enough room in her hips or legs in this. I would not put her to sleep in this, but just for comparison purposes. Anyway, those are all my go-tos.
I hope you found one of those helpful. I know it can be dangerous to swaddle children as they grow older, but my daughter loves it. I am kind of have to figure out how we transition out of a swaddle into a sleep sack and all those things to come. But my daughter loves to be swaddled. Anyways, thanks. Bye.